When I was in high school, you either liked domestics or you liked imports. I was an import boy. Every Saturday night, we'd all meet up in the Tinseltown parking lot and rev our engines at each other before engaging in a 100-man knife fight. It was a wondrous time. The century was turning. I was becoming a man. Taking Back Sunday knew me. Like, really knew me. And with my one last gasping breath, I apologize for bleeding on your shirt. Wow. Born from a brand focused on luxury, the Integra's only goal was to bring driving joy to the masses. And it became one of the best front-wheel drive cars of all time and helped usher in one of the most hollowed names in driving, VTEC. This is everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Acura Integra. This episode of Up to Speed is brought to you by Movement Watches. Go to mvmt.com/donut media to get 15 bucks off all sunglasses and watches, plus free shipping, plus free returns. I wear mine every day and I don't even know how to tell time. In the late 80s, Japan was importing fewer cars to the US. To make up for lost sales, the main Japanese automakers introduced luxury brands that could be sold for more money. Thus, Infiniti, Lexus, and Acura were born. Honda based Acura's models on existing Honda platforms. But the Integra wasn't just a Civic with a body kit. No, sir. The Integra had disc brakes on all four wheels, retuned suspension, and oh yeah, pop-up headlights. It was also powered by a new dual overhead cam inline four. The Integra was pure and simple fun. In the first gen's 4 years, Acura sold almost 250,000 of them. The second gen Integra arrived in 1990, just like Jonathan Lipnicki.
You know bees and dogs can smell fear?
It had a bigger engine, an independent double wishbone suspension, which would become a signature Integra feature. In 1992, Acura gave us the Integra GS-R and helped usher in the most legendary tech in the land of Honda.
Honda VTEC.
What is VTEC, you ask, Grandma? Well, it stands for Variable Valve Timing and Lift Electronic Control. I can see why they shortened it a little. Here's how it works. Each cylinder has 3 intake lifters instead of 2, like a normal engine. While you're cruising along, taking it easy, the 2 outside lifters are riding on a pretty mellow cam profile. The valves aren't open for very long, which saves gas. But once you put your foot down, oil pressure engages some pins hiding in that extra middle lifter, and all hell breaks loose. The lifters get locked into a more radical cam profile, letting more air and gas into the cylinder, which means more power. VTEC just kicked in, yo! Ah! This genius technology made it feel like you had 2 different engines in your car. A little efficient baby one for driving your grandma to her boyfriend's house, and a fire-breathing monster for when you want to scare the crap out of him. Dude, Troy, I get it. Graham looks great for a woman her age, but if you break her heart, I swear to God, I'm gonna break your neck. The Tegi got even better in '94 with the release of the 3rd generation. It had an all-new chassis with a new 1.8-liter VTEC motor making more horsepower. And the refreshed front end featured the now iconic twin headlights. While other luxury brands like Cadillac, Mercedes, even Infiniti were making big boxy couches on wheels, Acura was turning their image of luxury vehicle into more of a sports car. In 1995, Acura made the GS-R even sportier with more aggressive suspension, a spoiler, and badges to let people know, hey, this is a freaking GS-R! But the best was yet to come, because in 1997, Acura gave us what some might say is the greatest front-wheel drive car of all time, the Integra Type R. Simply put, the Integra Type R was a bombshell in the import scene. Acura abandoned all pretenses of luxury to prove that they could make the best sports car in all of the land. Its entire function was to be as light and as rigid as possible. It didn't have AC or a sunroof, no cruise control or rear wipers. Acura was so focused on cutting weight that the Type R didn't even have vanity mirrors in the visors. This thing was a race car. They freaking seam welded it. Google seam welding. It's the thing they do to race cars. Putting the Type R on a diet made it 140 pounds lighter than the GS-R. In the US, the Type R was only available in championship white for 97 to 98. The car disappeared in 99, just like my dad.
You know I'd take you with me if I could.
But when it came back in 2000, you could also get it in black and Phoenix yellow. It's not named after that town in Arizona. It's named after the freaking bird that died and came back on fire. Dumbledore's pet, Jean Grey, Wolverine's girlfriend. Also Cyclops' wife. The DC2 Type R got its power from a very special motor, the B18C5. It had a lighter flywheel. The connecting rods were torqued by hand. The intake ports were hand polished. That meticulous attention to detail is usually reserved for big time race cars, which makes sense because that's what the Type R had become. Acura even had the piston skirts coated with molybdenum. Molybdenum? Molybdenum. Yeah, I really like those condos. In fact, molybdenum. Acura even had the piston skirts coated with molybdenum. Now, I'm gonna be honest here, guys. I don't know what molybdenum is, but it sounds like a friggin' X-Men metal. And I want Wolverine claws made out of it to reduce friction as I'm stabbing through my enemies. Watch out, Dad! Baby's got molybdenum! With the Type R and NSX in their stable, Acura was now the leader in Japanese performance, even though they were supposed to be a luxury brand. The US got a totally redesigned Integra in 2002. While it was still called the Honda Integra back in Japan, Acura decided to give all of their cars boring alphanumeric designations instead of real names. The Integra was now the RSX. The RSX was completely new from the ground up. Acura designed the car with a more mature upmarket buyer in mind. Someone with their shit together, just like Craig, Jessica's new husband. It no longer had double wishbone suspension, which was kinda what made the Integra so special. But critics still praise the car's spirited handling. In the US, the RSX was available in 2 trim levels, the base making 160 horsepower, and the RSX Type S making 200 from the awesome K28-2. It's a great engine if you put it in a Civic. The US did not get an RSX Type R, which sucks because Japan did, and it was really sweet. The new Integra Type R in Japan was a continuation of Honda's proud Type R tradition. It came with Brembo 4-piston disc brakes, red Recaro seats, a new LSD, a Momo steering wheel, and like the Type R of the 90s, it didn't have any vanity mirrors because you know you look dope as hell because you're driving an Integra Type R. It got its power from the K28. It had a new version of VTEC that on top of lifter stuff could also tune its ignition timing on the fly. The result was a smoother power delivery, putting down 217 horsepower. In 2005, the RSX got an updated exterior, including a new spoiler and Enkai wheels, which is cool. And in the power department, the Type S got a new camshaft.
Oh, I love it when you say camshafts. Whisper it to me.
Camshaft and exhaust package, giving it 10 more horsepower. It had more bark and more bite, so much so that Car and Driver called it the top dog in its class. The RSX ended production in 2006 and marked the end of 2-door sport coupes in Acura's lineup. Honda was free to export as many cars as they wanted to the US and didn't need to make up for the gap with Acura anymore. The new Civic Si was very similar to the RSX, but cheaper. There just wasn't room for the RSX anymore. Today, the tuner scene is a weird mishmash of drifting, time attack, and stance guys. But it wasn't always like that. The Integra was a standout car from a forgotten time. People are always talking about the heavy hitters like the Supra, RX-7, GTR, and even the NSX. But the Integra earned acclaim from critics and drivers alike by being a really great car. It was focused, it was simple, it was the best front-wheel drive, naturally aspirated car of all time. This episode of Up to Speed was brought to you by Movement Watches. They're a cool company that helps us produce these videos. Movement is a sweet watch company that makes cool looking stuff that doesn't cost a ton of money. They're so friggin' good that they've sold over 1 million of them. Million. Check out this watch. I wear it every single day. It's the perfect flash of color to offset my otherwise all black wardrobe. Go to mvmt.com/donutmedia. Actually, you know what? Just click on the link in the description below. Use code DONUTMEDIA and you will receive $15 off any of their sweet watches or sunglasses. They aren't expensive to begin with, so you can look cool even if you don't have a lot of money. The watches start at 95 bucks. The Sunnies start at 70 bucks. Did I mention free shipping and free returns? Simple, cool looking, and functional, just like the Acura Integra Type R. That's everything you need to know to get up to speed on the Acura Integra. Golden age of Hondas, holler. You ever been in a knife fight at a movie theater? Does import drag racing still exist? That used to be like the thing. Send me $1 for my Lambo. I really want one. We're up to about 10 now. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Got a lot of new shows. Support those shows. You're supporting us. Be part of the movement. I almost started crying at the end. Like it's like really personal to me. Cut my life into pieces.